Well, basically, U+2 is it's a law that Fort Collins has had since I think the '60s, but they haven't really started enforcing it until the past 10 years. And pretty much says that you can only have 3 unrelated people living in a property at a time, unless the property is an exception, which there's this huge process, and the property has to have a lot of certain attributes to it to even be eligible for that. But it says you can't have more than 3 people in a property, pretty much.
Yeah, so we were aware of the law, and we just kind of just figured that we wouldn't get busted for it, and we could avoid it, but honestly we didn't really know how to avoid it at the time.
We also heard it was complaint driven. Well,
Yeah.
it is only complaint driven, so we figured that if we had good relations with the neighbors, that it wouldn't be a problem.
Which we thought we did have good relations, but apparently not, so.
Well, our house had 5 bedrooms. Then it had 5 bedrooms and 3 living rooms. And we made one of the living rooms into a bedroom by putting a door in the entryway. So it technically had 6 bedrooms while we were living in there. And for us to live in that house legally, we would have to pay $700 a month each for only 3 people. So to afford it, we had more people.
And not only that, but these were our good friends, and so we thought it'd be fun to live in a co-ed house with our friends and just have more roommates and
More roommates,
be able to
more
hang out
fun.
with them. And, yeah. Receiving the notice was very disappointing. It was like a Sunday after a great weekend, and got this letter and read it, and it was kind of just like, oh my gosh, like, this is real? Like, it was very disappointing, just because we had only lived there for
like 2 months,
maybe 2 months, and everything was going great, and we were having a good time, and as far as we could tell, the neighbors were completely fine with us. We didn't throw any loud parties. We had talked to all of our neighbors and interacted with them, and weren't just the college kids, throwing huge parties. So, yeah, it was a big surprise and a big disappointment, at least to me.
Yeah, same. And then also, the letter said that they've been investigating for a while, and then it talked about all these fines we'd be receiving, and so it was a big surprise, and definitely a downer on the year, and we didn't really know what we were going to do, and we only had 20 days to figure it out, so. Finding a place has been very difficult. We've had a couple, I guess, leads where we would go into it thinking we were going to get it, and then
something went wrong.
Yeah, last minute something fell through, and then we have to start back at square one, and then we'd like to live together still, but even all the places that we looked at where it's just one person, it's still pretty expensive, especially since it's the middle of the year. There's not many college type houses that are more affordable, or even apartments or anything, so.
Yeah, it's been tough, especially just with 2 people as well. It's been tough to try to find a place to move into. Again, that's affordable. Yeah. And then it's also been really disappointing, trying to find a place and having leads like we thought we did, and then ending up, we didn't want to stay at our house because it would have been $700 a month, or basically it would have been too expensive for us to live there, just the 3 of us. So by the end of October, we had to find somewhere to live. So thankfully, our friends are helping us out and letting us live, on their floor. But yeah, I mean, it's not fun like having your own place. It's
Yeah.
it's definitely a disappointment. And I mean, this year too, like junior year, thought it was going to be a great year. Hang out with your friends, and everyone's turning 21, and all of a sudden we kind of got that, I guess, dream shut down, like really suddenly.
And also, the junior year is the most important year of ROTC, and it's the year that you have all the responsibilities. You have tons. You're busy all the time, and not having a place has been really hard for that. And even just normal school, it's kind of it's been hard that way too. If we found ourselves in a similar situation, at least in my opinion, I probably wouldn't have as many. But now that I'm aware of how we got caught and how they investigate that kind of thing, I could better avoid that. But yeah, I probably wouldn't live with three over. Again, maybe just one or two.
I would still probably do it again. And like Kendall was saying, now we know how we got caught and how we can kind of avoid that. So I think this time, we have more of a chance. If we were to do it again, have more of a chance of still being able to live in our house. And obviously, the most ideal situation would be to find a U+2 exempt